All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to try this for the second time because Mrs. Tillman did this wrong the first time. Yeah, let's start with this. What I got here is we are going to make a color wheel. Now, the reason I'm going to have you make a color wheel is because when you paint your paintings, losing the words there, when you paint your paintings, what you want to do is you really want to make sure that you have opposites. And the easiest way to do this is to paint a color wheel. Now, could I give you color wheels and have you paint from those? Yeah. But does that give you anything to do? No. And does that really teach you the color wheel? No. So what I want you to do is start by labeling your color wheel. The first color I like to label with is red. For some reason, I grew up with red on top. And then I'm going to skip one and I'm going to go to orange. Okay? Then I'm going to skip one and I'm going to go to yellow. I'm going to skip one and I'm going to go to green. Skip another and blue. Skip another and purple. Now, all the art teachers in the world just went, ah! It is technically called violet. Purple is a name that was created, and it's what you all call the same color I call violet. Now, the reason I put violet there is because we have colors in between. And these colors in between, depending on where you're at, are either called tertiary colors or intermediate colors. Now, what that means is that they are made by mixing a primary and a secondary. Now, what is a primary and what is a secondary? Well, this triangle, red to blue, blue to yellow, and yellow back to red, I almost said green, oops, that'd be wrong, is our primary triad. We call it a triad because it's a triangle, right? Now, this one here, from purple to orange, orange to green, and green to violet, is our secondary triad. Let me turn my paper 1,000 ways. Secondary. And we call that a triad because it's a triangle, right? So, we have those lovely colors there. Now, these tertiary colors, right, are the mixing of a secondary and a primary. And so here we get red, orange. And here we get yellow, orange. And here we get yellow, green, and blue-green, and blue. Now, we gotta stop here because blue-purple, I don't know what land you live in, but that sounds super wrong to me. So we call that blue-violet. And the same up here, red-violet. I like to think of red-violet as raspberry, but that's just me, okay? So, these are all our labels, and this is what you need to know. But when you go to paint, let's say you're painting an apple and you want to add in some dark shading, you are going to want to choose, for some of those dark shadows, a good color to mix with is the opposites, okay? All right, so that is our little mini lesson. Let me wipe off my tray here so we can kind of start. All right, so we are going to paint this. Now, you can kind of see my temper cakes off to the side. I don't know why there is green on this. I have no idea. That is how they came with the room. They have green. But here's what you want to know. We are going to use red, blue, and yellow, and we are going to mix these to make all the colors on here, okay? It will be a little bit off screen, and I apologize for that, and you can see my water is dirty because I already made a mistake, and that is okay, all right? So, like I said, I always learn to start with red. I'm going to take a little water and just kind of rub it along, and yes, that is an empty bottom. It is fine, there's plenty of paint in there, okay? And I'm going to take my red paint, and I am going to try to paint this nicely right in my circle, and I am struggling. All right. Rinse off my brush, and then I am going to grab my yellow. Because the way, oh, there is a little red chunky in there. That's going to mess everything up. Okay, let's get some yellow from here. A little water will go to clean these up. You don't need to run them under the sink and make them all beautiful. Okay, they're fine. And then a little blue. Okay. These are our pure colors. If you're going to buy anything, always buy the pure colors and buy your primaries, right? Again, from that primary triad. So now what we're going to do is we are going to, instead of just mixing our secondaries next and then trying to combine, what I like to do is move from one side to the other, okay? So I would start, and it doesn't matter which side you start on, but I would start here with the yellow-green and then move to the green and then to the blue-green. It's so much easier, guys. Don't try to do this the hard way, okay? So you can either grab a tray from under the sink, or you can take and use the centers like I'm going to do. Notice that I wiped mine up so it was nice and clean. And I'm going to take some blue. Okay, I'm getting a lot because I got to paint 3 circles and I want to make sure that they don't get watered down. Then I'm going to rinse out my brush, and I am going to do this section because red is right next to me, and that's easy. Okay, so I'm going to take a little red and I'm going to mix that in with my blue. Now mine got a little purple. I think I probably did equal amounts, so I'm going to add a little bit more blue to this, only because I'm trying to show. So you can see right here is a little bit different color. The best place to find out is when you come right on here, and you'll notice that this is a blue, but there is a purple hint to it, and it's different than that one, and that's all I'm looking for, is that there's a difference. Now I'm going to grab a little bit more red, mix that in. I can see that that changed, and I'm going to go and I'm going to paint that right here, okay? Then I'm going to do it again, and this should become like a raspberry, kind of like Mrs. Tillman's hair was for a couple weeks. Oh no, I think I was down in that blue-purple scent, okay? And you just want to make sure that it's different than the other ones, okay? All right. Now, I'm going to go into this other section here. My hand was covering that up. You probably couldn't see. I'm going to grab the yellow, okay? I'm going to put a bunch of yellow up here. And again, I don't really know why, but I am going to go with the red. So I'm going to take a little bit of red. All right. I'm going to take a lot of bit of red. Last time, this is where I messed up. Mrs. Tillman went and put the wrong colors in the wrong spots. So this one's looking a little red-orange to me, so I need to look over here and say red-orange, because last time I put my red-orange in the yellow-orange and it was a huge mess. So I'm going to make sure I put that right there. It's really watery, so I might do a second coat. Then I'm going to rinse off my brush and I'm going to add some more yellow. Sometimes it's harder to lighten once you've gotten darkened. So I would generally recommend that you don't try to do that. Okay. But you can see Miss Tillman did it, so why not you? All right. And just another one. Okay. And then I'm going to take my paper towel. Handy dandy paper towel. Wipe that off. Now, the easy thing, because we have green, is going to be to want to go and grab the green. remember when we were doing those watercolor paintings and I was really looking for you to show me that you could mix colors, this is that same idea. You really want to mix these because they will look a lot better. All right, this is the yellow green. It's a little dirty. All right, a little bit of blue. Sometimes if you're noticing that your colors are getting funny, get off the side. There we go, that's looking better. That's a nice yellow green. So in the bottom of my yellow, and I don't know if you guys can see, it's kind of browny, I'm gonna take from the side of it. And part of that's because my water is getting a little dirty too. All right, I gotta make this green. Well, I went to blue-green. I'm gonna push it a little bit further. That's a blue-green. Let's grab a little bit more yellow. And we'll call that green. Still a little yellow. All right. As long as I can see a difference between yours, we'll be good. All right, so put your name on this, right? And then put it on the drying rack and you should be all good for the day. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.